So I'm with Tommy Shaw, the icon and the legend on WDHA's Reconnect with Rockers. I said to you and Michael Anthony, I've done like 100 of these over the last year. You guys never age. You look like you look in it's like a 1980, 78 Tommy Shaw.
Well, I guess that's a good thing.
It's a great thing. What's the secret? We all want to know the secret, I guess, is being in a rock band.
Yeah, I thank my mom. My mom was always, she was always youthful up until the very end.
Yeah, good genes, mama. Well, first of all, congratulations on a great new record. It comes out on June 18th, Crash of the Crown. The thing I love about it is what I've always loved about Styx, a band that maintains their relevance while still satisfying all of the core of the Styx crowd. So talk to me about Fresh and Familiar and how come it works for you guys so well.
Well, there's just so much creativity in the band, and it doesn't seem to be diminishing. We had to make some, do something when our old producer and sound engineer Gary Loizo passed away a few years ago. But I'd been working with Willie Vankovich since the days of Shaw Blades, and Jack had found him. He'd seen Will's band called American Drag.
Mm-hmm.
They both lived in Santa Rosa, California, and we were looking for a third person to go out and tour with Shaw Blades, and so he kind of tricked Will into coming. Oh, just sit in with us. And didn't tell him he's auditioning him, but Will was great, and so he toured with Jack and me. And during that time, I listened to his music and thought, God, this guy's really good, and it would be nice to have some of that influence on Styx music, but I don't know how we're going to do it. But over time, we worked together, and then we started writing songs together. And Will would produce these little demos, and they were pretty awesome demos. And after a while, we started just working on stuff. And the thing that really did it was I wrote this song called "Mission to Mars," and made this demo of it and worked with Will on it. And the demo really turned out well. So it's like, how can we do a concept album about a mission to Mars? And just started kind of poking around, looking at NASA and what does it take to get to Mars? How long does it take? And the songs just started coming, and the easiest thing to write about would be about the people who are on the mission. So it became a story about the people on the mission. It was like, well, it could be each member of the band could be one of the people on it. So that brought Will into the flow, and everybody got to work with Will, and suddenly, we had that new influence, and it was exciting.
Exciting and still, always daunting a little bit to bring somebody so new, into such a project and such an iconic band, as Styx. Well, what I love too is, I love when you and JY get together, because I always think of that as almost like in songs, kind of like the dark and the light, the sinister and the non-sinister, because I don't think of you as, and I'm not saying your vocals are always sweet, but the sinister and the non-sinister. And then of course you got Lawrence on this track too. So talk to me a little bit about the title track, because it's got so many layers, so many textures, and so many elements to the song. I put it on and I didn't read anything about it when I first put it on. I first received it. And I wanted it to kind of take me on a journey. I didn't want to read the bio. I didn't want to know who was singing. I just like, oh, it's new Styx. Let me check it out. And then I was like, oh, JY. Oh, wait. And there's Tommy. And I'm like, wait, now who is that? Oh, I think that's Lawrence. So talk to me about putting three people now together on the Styx sound.
Well, that song just it just kept growing, and the prog section got put into part of it, and then we changed the intro, and it just it just kept expanding. It was like this cellular burst. It just kept growing like that. And we thought if one person tries to sing this whole thing, it might get boring, you know. And so it was a great opportunity for James Young to start it. And so, you know, so we had there were some bits and pieces that all got sewn together in it. Like there was the intro with just the guitar intro was a little jam that happened in the dressing room about 5 years ago. I started playing that, and Todd started playing with me on his practice pad, and then Ricky watched me and he figured it out, and so he's playing with me. And then I think Lawrence joined in at some point, but over a period of a few gigs, you know. So it was something. It was like, how did that thing go? So I had to look up, you know, go through and look at all my little videos, and remembered what that intro was, and it led. You know, one thing leads to another. It's awesome. It sounds like a papillon.
That's my Rosie girl. That's my Rosie girl.
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing I wanted to talk to you about too is when the pandemic was going on in lockdown, I kept seeing you guys on social media, and you guys wanted to be together to make a record. And I kept seeing you and JY together, and it was like, we've been tested and we're going to get together and we want to be together while making a record. We didn't want to do like parts here, parts there, you know, kind of parts everywhere. Why was that so important, especially during this time, this crazy time, this unprecedented time? Nobody knew 2 weeks, 6 months, 9 months, 2 years. Nobody knew how long lockdown was going to be. And you guys were just itching to get going. You started, I think, the record in late 2019, right before, you know, things kind of went a little crazy, right?
Well, we had been working on it for a while.
Yeah.
Lawrence had been to the house, to my studio in Nashville. He came down and spent, you know, probably 5 or 6 days, and he and Will and I worked on stuff, and we fleshed out some of the choruses vocally, and he has a bunch of keyboards in my studio, and he likes the sound of my B3 organ. So we did a lot of that stuff while, you know, just on breaks while we were on tour before all this happened. And then so we had a good head start on it, and then the songs kept coming, and you know, it seemed like, okay, this is going to be, we'll get this thing done. Then the pandemic happened, and we had to be creative to finish it. And fortunately, the technology filled the demand for, okay, how do you do it? And we were able to record Todd Sickerman remotely from his drum studio in Austin, and produce it from my studio in Nashville. And same thing with Lawrence. We hadn't finished everything, so. And he couldn't get out of Canada. We couldn't go to Canada. So we did the same thing and did it remotely, just on a Zoom call with, you know, just like we're doing right now. Lawrence and his engineer up there, and Will and I in my studio. And so we finished it like that.
Yeah.
And then Will mixed it. I thought Will was ready to make the jump from just doing, you know, demo mixes to doing the real thing, and he really proved me right.
So what's it going to be like to get back out on the road? What's it going to be like to get on the road and play these songs? And you know, we have a Jersey date too. We've got you guys at the New Jersey Festival of Ballooning. You guys will be there on July 25th. And this is such a massive event in the state of New Jersey. So super psyched that you guys are going to be back on stage. And, you know, the last time I saw you guys, it was probably at PNC, you know, one of the sheds here. And, you know, you look out into that audience and you got everybody out there. You've got kids, you've got teenagers, you've got 20 somethings, you've got 40 somethings, you've got 50 somethings. What is it like when you're on stage to look out into that audience and realize how many generations of fans of the music, including young people, that love Styx?
I don't know. I don't know what we did, but it's a blessing, and we just love it. You know, it's a happy place. You know, they make us happy, and we love playing for our fans, and And we love playing the music. It's, there's nobody's just turning it in up there. It's it's physical, it's mental, and and we love the songs. We have so many songs that we can put sets together with that we're constantly looking. Is there anything that we haven't done in a while? And we slot in new material.
Yeah, yeah.
The fans have been unbelievably receptive to the new stuff. But I think it's because it's really performed with the gusto of us playing a song that was a classic song in the 70s.
Fantastic musicianship too. I mean, you guys, you see the band, and you just take that journey. You're watching these guys on stage, and you don't always get that when you go to a show. It's really nice when you do, but sometimes you don't. And it's magical. I mean, and you think too of the catalog that you have, pop culture, man. You guys are icons, featured in movies and TV shows, everybody from Anchorman to Freaks and Geeks to, it's just generations of different movies and TV shows. And, your music is a part of the fiber of people's lives. And, there's not every band can say that, so what a blessing that really is.
I'm telling you, it's something to look forward to. Our crew, everybody's just flipping out. They can't wait to get in and rehearse and bring people in. We've never, I don't think any of us have ever gone this long without playing a gig.
Yeah. Styx has always been a working band.
Yes.
Working band, always out on the road, touring, making music, touring, playing all kinds of places. And I love too, you guys will still do a theater, and you guys will do a giant arena, with other bands, and do the Sheds in the summer and the Balloon Festival. By the way, balloonfestival.com for people to get their tickets, and get your tickets because you want to get in. This is always such a mega packed event. And this year, people are just so excited to be able to get out. And, Tommy, you've always had such a rich, history in music and a great career. You talked about Shaw Blades. I remember having you and Jack at WDHA many years ago, playing, on my show. And it was like Tommy Shaw and Jack Blades are coming in. And of course, the solo career. I was listening when I knew we were going to chat. I dug out my Girls with Guns, and I was like, oh, I got to get this record out. Remember Girls with Guns and the great video, of you walking around the sound studio, I'll tell you now. I mean, just great stuff. You had the solo career and Styx and with Jack. And, when you kind of are thinking about your body of work, it's got to be a very satisfying time for you as an artist.
Yeah, it's all been fun, gotten to play with some great people and continue to be in a band with people that just, I want to live up to the level that they are. And it's been a great life up to now.
Yeah. Yeah. And Crash of the Crown, I've been spending a little bit of time with it. It's not out yet. So I got one of those like secure streams. So I was able to stream, some of it so far. And, with those things too, I'm always afraid to close it. So I leave it on continuous stream, and then I just keep putting the volume of my computer up, just to make sure that I don't lose it, because I don't know how long my continuous stream is going to last. But I'll tell you, it's everything I've always loved about a Styx record and more.
Wow.
Killer songs, phenomenal musicianship. And it sounds, like every Styx record that I've ever loved. I think you guys have done one of those kind of full circle career records where it's going to be one that people remember.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I love it. I just love it.
Because we had no idea how it was going. We knew that we loved it, but we've been sitting on it for a couple of months, finished, artwork and everything. And it's I can't tell you how good that makes me feel.
Yeah.
And I'll tell everybody that you said that.
Being a fan since my girl days, I love it. I love it. And you know what I loved when you guys did too? You did the lyric video for These Are the Times last year. And it was really beautiful to see you guys reach out to first responders. And I've watched that video over and over, especially during depressing times. Really just a beautiful piece of music, and it just fit everything, that was going on so well. I think sometimes, when two different worlds collide, we needed a lot of that in 2020 because tragedy was everywhere and lives were so different. Everything just kind of changed on a dime.
Yeah. Man, it's so nice to be coming out the other side of it.
It does feel good. And it does feel good to talk about shows and talk about you guys are coming to Jersey again. And Jersey loves Styx. I mean, we'll put you in somewhere and like tickets are like bam, zoom out the door. Do you feel that love when you come to the Northeast, especially a place like New Jersey?
Always have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. Crash of the Crown is coming out on June 18th. Styx fans, you are going to love this. It is just a fantastic piece of music. And Tommy, it's always nice to see your face. I can't wait to see you in person again, as opposed to with the screen between us. And I love your dog. I love Princess Penelope.
You want to wake up? Hang on a second.
I want to see her before I leave.
Here she is.
She is one beauty, man. Look at her. Oh, and there's the other guy. Look at that guy. Princess Penelope is not feeling it, man. You are hers. Tommy Shaw, you are hers.
I woke her up from a deep sleep.
Yeah, and she's like, "This is my guy." And what's the other guy's name?
Oh, that's Hazel.
Oh, Hazel. Oh, so Hazel's a female too. Look at your baby. Look at Hazel. All right. So wait. So just before we wrap, hang on.
Look at that.
That's Whole Lotta Rosie. Went into the local animal shelter, and there was Whole Lotta Rosie looking for a whole lot of homes. So now she's living the dream at Casa de Car with me.
Wow, that looks a lot like Lawrence's dog.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Rosie, say hi to Penny Lane, Princess Penelope.
Who's that, Penny? Who's that? Look at that.
Yeah, baby. I love having doggy play dates with artists too. I've done it before, because look, she wasn't going anywhere this year either. So it's really nice. And I love, look at that little face. Oh, I love it. Tommy, it's been a little slice of heaven, man, catching up with you. I cannot wait to see you at Balloon Fest, balloonfestival.com to grab your tickets. And the new Styx record is out on June 18th called Crash of the Crown. And it's great to see you. Thank you, my friend.
All right. See you next time.
We'll see you soon. DHA's Reconnect with Rockers is powered by Karis Lock Company, your full-service locksmith.